you haven't succeeded because you have somebody drop X number of pounds in a month. You succeeded because 3 years, 4 years later, they're still on the straight and narrow. And yes, they might have some alcohol in their week and they might eat a bit of chocolate cake, but they're building the bodies and the lives that they love. That's where the success comes from. Yeah. And up to now, this industry hasn't done a particularly good job of that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that I've seen in clients is things like the kind of hating themselves, hating the way that their body looks. If they fall bad on the nutrition, telling themselves they're a bad person. And, you know, I mean, I've seen people kind of fighting with themselves within a group training environment and kind of beating on themselves within the training. So I've just like kind of pulled them to one side and maybe said, look, you know, don't kind of compare yourself to what's going on here. You know, we're meeting you where you're at, and at the minute, you know, like some guys, they'll come into a group training and they might be 2 weeks in and they're expecting, all right, we're not expecting, but they're expecting to be at the level that guys that have been coming for 6-7 months, you know, they're expecting to be there and they're trying to keep up, and you can see them fighting with themselves. So I kind of take them to one side and say, look, you know, I can see what's going on here. You know, just kind of take a step back, you know, concentrate on what you're doing rather than what the other guys are doing. But yes, you see that, and people come and you see all different kinds of clients, like within the coaching that obviously I did with you, and that's what you kind of concentrate on. You go into the mind, well, you can't really call it mindset, more of the brain. All right, so at a brain level, not everyone resonates with that, but there's a lot that do, and you kind of see it. And when I've get people coming to the camps, it's like they're not happy with themselves, they're not happy with their lives, and then it's kind of the body that they go for. So it's like, right, you know, let's add some more to the equation and, you know, go for the body. And like I said, they've got a lot going on in the background, then sometimes they find it hard to follow the nutrition and things like that. So obviously what I've learned from you is to kind of meet people where they're at and try and take them threats down or away so that they can kind of follow the nutrition and stuff. Because I used to be like that trainer, you know, like, you better follow my food, you better do this. And I used to kind of get a bit upset if it wasn't happening. Now I kind of take a step back and I don't feel as threatened. I'm kind of giving them, you know, instruction. If they need to come see me, they can come see me at any time. Like I say, it's kind of, what you taught me is just, it's out of this world, so thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with the coaching side, I mean, you might only train a client for 25 minutes, but you'll kind of talk to them. Sometimes you won't even train them.
Yeah.
And it's like a £200 cup of coffee.
Right. So look, I mean, that's the thing, right? We, as fit pros, we need to start thinking about where the real value lies. The real value lies in getting a person to change so that their results come all the time.
Yeah.
Right? If you consider your value just being the workout that you gave a person, or even if your clients kind of come to think of you as being, well, actually, no, I'm paying Rob for the workouts.
Yeah.
It's looking at things the wrong way. It's misunderstanding what your role is with them and what their role is with you, right?
Yeah.
Your job really is to make sure that 24/7 when they're not with you, they're getting the best possible experience to creating the body that they love.
Yeah.
And by extension of the body, the life they love.
Yeah.
That it's not always the case that it's going to be exercise that gets them there. Sometimes it's a case of, you know, with some of our clients, it's actually stopping them exercise, getting them to do less exercise, getting them to sleep more, go to bed earlier.
Yeah.
Right? If the average client, I can get the average client a 5 pound weight loss this week with no exercise, no dietary changes, just get them to go to bed earlier.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that most clients don't really understand that it's not what they think it is that's keeping them where they are.
Yeah.
It's something else. The shame of the matter is, though, that most trainers don't understand that same equation. Most trainers are bought into the same kind of the same kind of crap that, you know, all I've got to do with Mary's come in, she's not getting a result, she's hit a plateau. I need to get her to eat less and I need to get her to move more.
Yeah.
See, I knew I was right. Mary's dropped an extra £5 this month, right?
Yeah.
But then the following week, you go, oh crap, Mary's hit a plateau again.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do now? Okay, well, Mary, eat even less and move even more.
Yeah.
So now, poor Mary, she's living a life where she's perpetually being told to eat less and less. So look, no wonder she's starving all the time. No wonder she binge eats and suddenly is reaching for all the bad stuff because she's spending so much of her life hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
No wonder she's skipping workouts because the workouts are getting longer and longer, harder and harder, more and more boring.
Yeah.
Right? And she's been left with more and more soreness, more and more tiredness and fatigue. The first thing on her mind is like, oh God, I don't want to go to the gym tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's not surprising, but it's something that's taking personal trainers a very, very long time to learn. And it's also something that's taken the public a very long time to learn because they're bought into the same story. They believe that the only way they're going to get there is to work harder and harder and eat less and less.
Yeah.
And that's simply not true. The question is, how can I work smarter? How can I get more of a result for doing less?
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
People ask me how I can, in their terms, get away with charging £200 an hour, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's because I don't charge for making things as hard as possible. I charge for making your life as easy and as pleasant as possible while still getting you where you want to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of telling you to go all around the houses and like, if you want to go to Sainsbury's down the road, I know the straight route to get right there right away. Right?
Yeah.
I also know the long route and I also know the hard way to get there. Well,
yeah.
People aren't looking for the hard route. And this is what doesn't really make sense with most people. We're taking the hardest approach, but most people aren't looking for the hardest possible. Dax, here's some money. I'm paying you to get me the result in the hardest way you possibly can think of getting it for me.
Yeah.
If I wanted to think of the hardest possible way to get you to lose weight, I would probably choose the route that most personal trainers are doing it.
Yeah.
Is it the hardest possible?
Yeah, you're right, mate. You're right. I've